Comfrey is a very useful plant. I'm going to cut and dry some today. I have a friend who asked me to send him some comfrey. He has recently had a cast taken off, and comfrey is very useful for healing purposes. It's known as knit wound or knit bone or heel bone, so it can help a great deal. A lot of people use it medicinally. I'm going to cut some. I've got some about ready to go to flower over here, and I'm going to put it out to dry it. And if you'd like to watch, I'd love for you to see. I'm planning on selling comfrey eventually. I'm trying to propagate as much of it as I can. You can propagate it from root cuttings or from crowns. It's very useful on the homestead. I've talked about it in a few other videos for rabbit fodder, for animal fodder. Our Mangalitsa pigs really like it as long as they haven't had too much grain. It's really wonderful for fodder. It's really wonderful for compost. I've used it in my compost tea that I did a video on the other day. I really love it. It's really great for soil building. The roots go down deep into the ground. It's called a dynamic accumulator. That means that it goes down very deep. It punches through this clay soil that we have here with its roots and just goes down deep and mines up minerals and nutrients. A really, really wonderful plant. So many things, and I'm just barely beginning to scratch the surface of what you can do with it. But it is a great medicinal as well. And I've not really ever used it for medicinal. I have ate it a bit myself, even though they recommend not doing it. The ones that recommend not eating it, we're looking at data where you eat tons and tons and tons of it. I have eaten it, and I would be fine recommending someone to eat it. If I were a healthcare practitioner, I am not. I do not have liability insurance for everyone who watches this video, so I can't suggest that you eat it or not eat it, but I can tell you my experience. I have eaten it. I wouldn't be afraid to take a bite of it. It doesn't taste very good, so I'm not going to. I've put it in my smoothies where I've used it before, but if you can make salves and tinctures and things like that out of it. And what I'm planning on doing is setting it out to let it dry, and then I'm going to crush it up and put it in a little bag and send it in the mail to my friends. So take a look. All right, there's a couple of ways of doing this. You can dry it in your oven. You can hold it up and put some twine around this and let the air get through it. Try to make sure that it has plenty of airflow through it. So you'd probably want to make a few bundles out of this, or you can put it on a hot surface like this. This is where my rabbits are. I'm going to move them later tonight. You don't want it to let it stay out where the dew will get on it, because then it will start to decompose. This is a very fast decomposer, but it's sitting in the sun over here. It will bake it, and it will dry it out, and then I can tonight I can bring it inside. I can finish drying it, or I can bring it back out again tomorrow and dry it, and then I can crush it up into a little bag and put it in the mail for my friends. It would be better if I had something to hold maybe the stalks down, because it has kind of had a few gusts of wind over here, and it's liable to get a good gust and blow all this away. So I'm taking a risk here doing this. It might not work out for me, but this is what I'm trying to do. Hopefully just a few hours in the sun will dry all that up pretty well. And it's about midday right now, a little after midday. So I've got 2 or 3 more hours of sun right here on this this rabbit cage, and then I can take it inside and finish drying or finish it up. And I'll show you what I do after that. So it's been probably 2 or 3 hours, maybe 3. It's not been you know, a long time. The sun is still shining, and it was in the afternoon, maybe 1-ish whenever I did that before. Anyway, I was a little skeptical, if I'm completely honest, after I stopped the film. Kept on spreading them out a little bit, and they were already getting wilty and sad looking, and I thought these things are just gonna rot, but check it out. Can you hear it? Do you hear how crinkly it is? It's already dried out completely. And you saw how much was there before, and all that water evaporated out of it and dried out of it. and all of it will fit in this bag now. And my friend, whenever they get it, they can just grind this up and they can mix it in some lotion, or they can put it and make a tincture out of it if they want to, and it'll work perfectly. And then they can rub that over where they want to. They can just rehydrate this and make a little poultice out of it. We might do another video another time showing how you can use this, but this video is about drying it and preserving it. You can do large volumes of it, but again, it really shrinks down a whole lot when you do that. Let me put all of this in this bag so you can see how much it was versus how much it is now. All right, so I got it all in a quart-size sealable bag. This stuff is, I'd say 90–95% dried out now. It's not gonna mold and mildew on the way there to my friend, and I can just get this in the mail and they'll get it there. This is really a lot for what you need. This is gonna do my friend very well for what he needs, as far as growing your own, you can buy it like this. I think a bag like this isn't really very cheap. I haven't priced it online. I might see if I can find that information later, but it's not really very cheap, but you can grow it yourself. A couple of lessons I've learned whenever you do dry comfrey is either to put something over it, perhaps, maybe some clear plastic if you're doing that in a windy day. It was relatively windy. I went ahead and did it because the wind was blowing and I didn't want to lose what I had here, but I've got my friend's address. I can just put this in the mail to him, and should get it in a few days. So if you like things like this about comfrey, we'll do another video later about some of the uses for comfrey, making a salve or making a tincture out of it. But this is how you dry it, and I can put this on my shelf and I can use it as needed. Really great and wonderful stuff. If you like things like this, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, select all so you never miss a notification. Follow my page, like my page on Facebook, and do a new video every day at noon. We do a live stream on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on YouTube. I hope that you'll tune in for that as well. Thanks.